On this episode of Zoo Tours, I'm showing you one of my favorites, and what plays a key reason why I keep coming back to Cleveland: the African elephant crossing, the peak of quality at the Cleveland MetroParks Zoo. Planning for this uniquely designed complex began 7 years before it opened in 2011. The African elephant crossing replaced the old pachyderm building that was built in the 1950s. The final product cost $25 million, making it the second most expensive attraction in the zoo's history. It takes up 4 acres of the zoo's 183, making it the second largest exhibit in the park. Paraphrasing an article I found, they said the African elephant crossing is a palette of choices that will keep the zoo on the map. In 2012, the AZA recognized the Cleveland MetroParks Zoo's dedication to creating a new staple for elephant displays and awarded them with significant achievement. So let's go check it out. The exhibit is the very first thing when you enter into the zoo's main gate, and despite the archway, I wouldn't necessarily say it's an entrance, because you can see the complex in every square inch of the elephant yards on the main paths. But of course, through the gates is your way to seeing the full experience. This is referred to as the African Village. Immediately beyond the arch is an open-air enclosure for a mob of slender-tailed meerkats that came from the Red River Zoo in North Dakota and eventually bred themselves. On the right side of this inner circle is one of the 2 public yards for the South African bush elephant. Though the African elephant crossing by AZA rules can hold up to 10 elephants, it is currently home to 5. Females Shanga, the tallest, Martika of the Erie Zoo, Moshi, the oldest, and Callie from Philadelphia. And the easiest elephant to spot of them all, Willie of Disney's Animal Kingdom. The first male elephant to live in Cleveland since the 1960s. He's a 13-foot tall, 14,000-pound wonder, putting him in the run for the biggest African elephant in the country, but holds the title of being the tallest elephant for both species. This side is called the Mopani Range, which was designed to reflect some of the more heavily wooded areas of the sub-Saharan Africa. It is one of the more detailed elephant enclosures you'll find around. It has mud wallows, inclines and declines, and of course, massive amount of vegetation along the middle and back where the elephants can seek a bit of privacy. I've said it many times and I'll say it again, you won't find very many elephant complexes with unprotected trees because the elephants tend to destroy them. The viewing all around is a little obstructed, but that's made up with the design of the other enclosure. The Mopani Range is almost exactly an acre in size, making it the larger one of the 2. At the top of the circle is the Elephant Care and Visitor Center, offering a view of 7 night rooms in a row. The African elephant crossing allows you to see the animals every day, every hour, year-round. From here, they can also access the 3rd yard, the Night Range, a heated outdoor area that allows the elephants to go outside during the night, even in the winter. Even though it's private, you can actually see it if you ride the zoo's train. The back wall is completely filled with everything you'd want to know about elephants, from educating how their skin protects them, to their inner anatomy, to their growth and development. In the far left corner of this complex is a large floor-to-ceiling terrarium with an African rock python, followed by a system of tunnels, which of course usually means you'll find dozens and dozens and dozens of naked mole rats. Before we get back to the elephants, there's still one more outdoor element that has nothing to do with them. In the food court portion of the plaza is an aviary. Though there were 6 species displayed at this time, I was only able to see the African Pygmy goose. And now to show you how the African elephant crossing got its name. Like I said, there's 2 yards, and usually zoos that make transfers from one exhibit to the other have the animals come to their indoor quarters first. But here, the keepers are now closing the entryway with massive gates from both sides, which connects the Mopani Range to the next exhibit, allowing the elephants to walk along the guest path and in between the crowds. These crossings happen twice a day, and if you're in the plaza when they happen, you're actually stuck in here until all of the elephants are transferred. But if that's the case, next to the aviary, you can watch them enter into the other yard. This is the Savanna Range, roughly 27,000 square feet. It may not be the prettier or larger one of the two, but it definitely does have more opportunities for stimulation. There are several spots to hang their food. When it opened, the zoo buried a boulder of salt in the ground, giving the elephants a chance to dig it up themselves, just as they do in the wild. And on either side are pools containing several thousand gallons, the front one actually being 26 feet deep. The Savanna Range is actually the first exhibit you see, and like the Mopani Range, you can view the elephants from nearly every angle. But unlike the other habitat, bars aren't blocking your view all around. In fact, near the top corner is a rock formation that teaches about copies, but within it, you can get nose to trunk with the elephants, one of the very few places in the world that has direct glass viewings in an elephant attraction. And if you're like me, you'll end this crossing facing the north side, showing you the savanna from the highest point of the attraction. The Cleveland MetroParks Zoo took a for sure forgotten habitat from half a century ago and quadrupled the elephant space. As the director of the Riverbank Zoo in South Carolina said, before it opened, the African elephant crossing would be a model for zoos that care about elephants. Thank you for watching.